What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you hold XRP, if you trade on Binance, or if you just want to stay ahead of market-moving news, you need to watch this video right now. Breaking news. Binance has just announced that on March 27th, 2026, they will be delisting several cross-margin and isolated margin trading pairs, including XRP/BNB. This announcement went live within the last 12 hours, and the market is already reacting. In the next 15 minutes, I'm going to break down exactly what this means for you, which pairs are affected, the exact timeline, how this could impact XRP's price and liquidity, and most importantly, what action you should consider taking before March 27. Make sure you stick around until the end, because I'll also share a quick checklist for margin traders and long-term holders. If you find this helpful, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's dive in. What does delisting a margin pair actually mean? Binance, the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange by trading volume, periodically reviews its trading pairs. When a pair is delisted for margin trading, it means you can no longer borrow funds to trade that specific pair with leverage. This is different from spot trading. If you just buy and hold XRP in your spot wallet, this change does not directly remove your ability to trade XRP altogether. However, here's why this still matters for everyone. First, liquidity. When a major exchange removes a trading pair, overall trading volume for that asset can decrease. Lower liquidity often leads to higher volatility, meaning smaller trades can move the price more dramatically. Second, market sentiment. Even as the change is operational, traders often interpret delistings as a negative signal. We've seen this pattern before. When Binance delisted 21 low-volume altcoins last month, several of those tokens dropped 30 to 80% in the following days. Third, ripple effects. XRP is not just traded against BNB, but when a key pair like XRP/BNB loses liquidity, it can affect arbitrage opportunities, market depth, and even spot prices across other exchanges. So while this may seem like a technical update, it has real implications for traders and investors alike. Let's get into the specifics. According to Binance's official announcement and reporting from Crypto Potato, here are the margin pairs being delisted on March 27th, 2026. Cross-margin pairs being removed: XRP/BNB, ASX/BTC, ETC/BTC, ATOM/BTC, Dash/BTC, BCH/USD1, PUNDX/USDC, AVAX/USD1, F/USDC. Isolated margin pairs being removed: AVAX/ETH, ASX/BTC, ETC/BTC, ATOM/BTC, Dash/BTC, F/USDC. Notice that XRP/BNB appears only in the cross-margin list. This means if you were using leverage to trade XRP against BNB, that option will no longer be available after March 27. Timeline. Delisting process begins March 27th, 2026. Estimated completion time, approximately 3 hours. During this window, users cannot transfer assets into isolated margin accounts for these pairs. Important notice for margin traders. Binance stated, effective immediately, users will no longer be able to transfer any amount of assets of the aforementioned pairs via manual transfers and auto transfer mode into their isolated margin accounts. What this means in practice: if you have open margin positions in any of these pairs, close or adjust them before March 27. If you have liabilities, borrowed amounts, in these pairs, you can only transfer collateral up to the amount of your liability. Spot traders who do not use margin are not directly affected, but may feel indirect effects through price volatility. Market reaction so far. In the 24 hours following the announcement, XRP declined approximately 3%. CH and AVAX also saw modest pullbacks. Bitcoin's dip below $70,000 added broader market pressure, so it's important to
Now, let's analyze this objectively. No hype, no fear, just facts and context. Point 1. Liquidity impact is real, but often short-term. When a major exchange removes a trading pair, order book depth decreases. This can cause wider spreads and sharper price swings, especially during high-volume periods. For XRP/BNB specifically, reduced liquidity on Binance could temporarily affect price discovery for that pair. However, XRP remains widely traded against USDT, USD, Euro, and other major pairs across multiple exchanges, so overall market access is not at risk. Point 2. Is this a bearish signal for XRP? Probably not. Binance routinely delists low-volume or redundant pairs to optimize platform efficiency. This is not the same as delisting the token entirely. XRP, BCH, and AVAX are all established assets with strong ecosystems. Removing one margin pair does not reflect on their long-term fundamentals. Point 3. Context matters. Ripple's broader momentum. While this news is short-term bearish for sentiment, XRP's larger narrative remains constructive. Ripple continues expanding institutional partnerships in Latin America and Asia. The Evernorth XRP Treasury Initiative is progressing toward a potential NASDAQ listing. Legal clarity following the SEC case has improved regulatory confidence in XRP. One operational change on one exchange does not override these structural developments. Point 4. Watch the pattern, not the headline. Last month's Binance delistings targeted low-cap, low-volume tokens. This week's list includes established coins but only specific pairs. That distinction matters. It suggests this is about trading pair optimization, not asset de-risking. Bottom line for viewers. If you are a margin trader, review your positions now. Do not wait until March 27. If you are a long-term holder, focus on fundamentals, not short-term exchange mechanics. If you are a new investor, use this as a learning moment about how exchange decisions can create temporary volatility. What do you think? Is this a buying opportunity, a warning sign, or just noise? Drop your take in the comments below. I read everyone. Short term, next 72 hours. Expect modest volatility in XRP as traders adjust to the delisting news. If Bitcoin stabilizes above $68,000, XRP may consolidate between 50 cents and 55 cents. If broader market sentiment weakens, altcoins including XRP could see amplified moves. Medium term, 1 to 4 weeks. Historical data shows exchange delisting impacts typically fade within 3 to 5 days. Positive developments in Ripple's ecosystem could quickly overshadow this news. Institutional interest in XRP remains a supportive factor for price stability. Important disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. This content is for educational and informational purposes only. Cryptocurrency markets are highly volatile. Always conduct your own research, understand your risk tolerance, and never invest more than you can afford to lose. Practical checklist for XRP holders. If you use Binance margin trading, close or migrate any XRP BNB positions before March 27. If you only trade spot, no urgent action required, but monitor liquidity and spreads. Consider diversifying trading venues. Having accounts on multiple reputable exchanges reduces single platform risk. Secure your assets. For long-term holdings, use a hardware wallet. Remember, not your keys, not your crypto. All right, let's wrap this up. Today we covered Binance will delist XRP BNB and several other margin pairs on March 27, 2026. This is primarily an operational decision, not a fundamental critique of XRP. Margin traders should act now to adjust positions. Long-term holders should stay focused on Ripple's broader progress. Short-term volatility is possible, but historical patterns suggest limited lasting impact. Your turn. Do you hold XRP? Are you affected by this change? Do you see this as a temporary dip or a signal to reevaluate? What's your strategy for managing exchange-related news? Share your thoughts in the comments. This community grows stronger when we learn together. If this video helped you understand the news clearly, please like this video. It helps the channel reach more people who need reliable crypto updates. Share it with a friend who trades XRP or uses Binance. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a breaking update or deep dive analysis. Thank you for watching. Your time and trust mean everything. Until next time, stay informed, stay secure, and trade smart. Source note. This analysis is based on Binance's official announcement and reporting from Crypto Potato, published March 24, 2026. Always verify critical information across multiple trusted sources before making financial decisions.